It's good to have you with us. You're watching the English Bulletins on Vietnam News Agency. Let's take a look at our top stories.
UNICEF official hails Vietnam's progresses in ensuring children's rights. Lao Art Troupe makes fascinating culture week in Ho Chi Minh City. U.S. House of Representatives passes resolution on East Sea.
Minister of Defense General Phung Quang Thanh on December 4th hosted a reception for a delegation of veterans from Russia and Belarus. Our reporters have more. At the Hanoi meeting, General Thanh affirmed the party, state, people and army of Vietnam always remember great contributions of war veterans of the former Soviet Union, including those from Russia and Belarus, to the country's independence and reunification. The general briefed his guests on Vietnam's socio-economic situation as well as national defense and security. The war veterans expressed their admiration for Vietnam's achievements in national construction and defense. While staying in Vietnam, the guests will engage in exchanges with war veterans of the Air and Air Defense Force and visit several landscapes here. UNICEF representative in Vietnam, Yusuf Abdel Jalil, has highlighted the country's considerable progress in ensuring children's rights since it participated in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. More in the following.
The State of the World's Children 2014 report shows Vietnam achieved a decrease of 75% in fatality rate among under 5 children and completely eliminated paralysis in 2000 and tetanus in mothers and newborns in 2005 thanks to high vaccination. Almost all children gained access to school. Deputy Minister of Labour, War Invalids and Social Affairs Doãn Mậu Diệp thanked international organizations for their coordination with Vietnamese ministries and agencies in protecting, caring and educating children of the past time. He affirmed that the report will help his ministry better policies and laws related to children and improve basic social welfare, particularly child protection services, with a focus on poor children and those living in the far-flung areas. On this occasion, UNICEF highlighted several initiatives Vietnam has carried out to improve the lives of children, including a program to provide instant nutritious food for malnourished children, day boarding schools for ethnic students, and a programming contest on mobile phones targeting children.
The European Union launched a new multi-annual indicative program for Vietnam in the period of 2014 to 2020 at a press conference in Hanoi on December 4th.
The 400 million euro program is designed to assist the country's socio-economic development via boosting energy sector and improving public management and jurisdiction. Pierre Amilat from the Development and Cooperation Europe Aid said the aid package saw an increase of 30% compared to the figure of the previous 7-year period. According to him, development aid for Vietnam is a priority in the EU's agenda. Currently, the EU is the biggest donor and the second largest trade partner of Vietnam. The two sides are negotiating a bilateral free trade agreement, which is hoped to be signed in 2015.
The assistance of international partners and organizations is necessary to help Vietnamese victims of bombs and mines integrate into the community. A workshop in Hanoi heard that the support is especially important as Vietnam has ratified the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities.
The December 3rd event sought ways to boost cooperation between Vietnam and its overseas partners in supporting bomb and mine victims, as a move to promote the rights of the disabled. Participants noted that protecting the rights of disabled people and bomb and mine victims in particular is prioritized by the Vietnamese government. Vietnam has built a legal system, implemented national programs, and joined global initiatives to promote human rights, including those of disabled. The country has around 7 million people with disabilities, accounting for 7.8% of its population, many of whom are the victims of bomb and mines left over from the war. Annually, about 1,530 die and 2,270 are injured due to bomb and mine accidents.
The World Bank is funding a rural development project to help the Mekong Delta region of Vietnam improve its climate change resilience. A delegation from the bank introduced the $300 million project to officials of An Giang province at a working session on December 3rd.
Bank representatives said the project aims to find intersectoral and regional solutions to improving livelihood for local people in different areas. The scheme will support the Mekong Delta in building an information system and enhancing institutional capacity in dealing with climate change. A local official said climate change has caused economic losses estimated at $71.4 million over the past 5 years to An Giang province. To cope with climate change, local authorities are focusing on programs to restructure agriculture, develop subsidiary food crops, and conserve protected forests. The Mekong Delta, comprising Cần Thơ City and 12 provinces, is vulnerable to climate change impacts such as rising sea level and source water intrusion. Scientists predict that 1 meter rise in sea level could result in 70% of the Mekong Delta being affected by saltwater intrusion. As a result, Vietnam would lose 2 million hectares of farmland and many coastal localities would be submerged underwater.
A tourism and shopping fest opened in Ho Chi Minh City on December 4th, spoiling visitors with a variety of compelling choices.
The fest, running until December 31st, is drawing the participation of over 500 local shopping malls, hotels and restaurants, offering culinary and entertainment delights. Shoppers are able to snag value coupons and deals of 10 to 50% and gifts, as well as try the luck on lucky draws. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Director of the Municipal Department of Tourism Van Thị Bạch Tuyết said the southern metropolis is poised to earn $4.2 billion from tourism activity this year, a rise of 7% from 2013. She also promised a series of cruise and land tour packages and cultural tourism events to attract more visitors to the city, with promotional offers made available.
Regional leading experts have discussed opportunities and challenges for retail banks in Vietnam between now and 2020. They also mentioned main risks facing the operation of the banks in developing countries at a forum in Ho Chi Minh City on December 3rd.
Cấn Văn Lực, a financial specialist from the Commercial Bank for Investments and Development of Vietnam, said more and more Vietnamese banks have prioritized improving their services and risk management system based on advanced technologies. He noted the online banking services for individuals are promoted, adding that development's e-payment service is one of the strategic solutions of retail banks. Other experts said the e-payment service will be developed strongly in Vietnam between 2015 and 2020 due to an increasing trend of collaboration among banks, telecommunications companies, shopping centers, and supermarkets. Besides, the social networks have become a potential source of commercial banks to find and serve its target customers.
At VIB, we see three major trends. We're seeing, what we call third-generation banking, which is the development of all the new channels, digital channels, including social media, mobile banking, and the direct channels like the outbound call center and so forth.
According to Ernst & Young's Global Consumer Banking Survey 2014, 75% of 90 million Vietnamese population have no access to banking services, reflecting a huge opportunities for retail banks in Vietnam.
Vietnam is likely to spend $1.5 billion on auto imports for the entire 2014, representing the highest level so far.
Figures from the General Statistics Office showed that from January to November this year, total car import value reached $1.23 billion, a 100.7% year-on-year increase. In November alone, as many as 1,800 cars worth $155 million were imported, which was similar to that of last September. Meanwhile, the success of the recent Vietnam Motor Show 2014, which ended late last month, and with its record sales with 560 contracts signed, will also contribute to overall car imports this month. Most of the sales contracts signed at the show were luxury and high-end models. According to the Ministry of Finance, several types of vehicles will enjoy import tariff cuts beginning next year, in line with Vietnam's commitment to the World Trade Organization on tax reduction. In addition, under commitments to the ASEAN, auto import taxes will be completely abolished in 2018.
Laos National Art Troupe has made an enthralling start for a Cultural Week event in Ho Chi Minh City. Our reporters have more. The week-long event forms part of activities to celebrate the 39th anniversary of Laos Liberation Day, December 2, 1975. The artists sang songs in Lao and Vietnamese languages to extol the late President Ho Chi Minh and the special ties between the two countries. They also staged performances reflecting Lao people's daily practices and traditional customs. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Deputy Minister of Cultural, Sports and Tourism Huỳnh Vĩnh Ái spoke of further cooperation in cultural and tourism between the two countries. The event is running to December 7th in other southern provinces of Hậu Giang and Vĩnh Long. The Central Coastal Province of Khánh Hòa aims to attract 4 million tourists and gross $309 million in revenue from the sector next year. The figures represent respective increases of 17% and 30% year-on-year.
This year, Khánh Hòa set a target of receiving 3.4 million visitors, including 840,000 foreign tourists, and earning $238 million in revenue. By the end of November, the province already served over 3.3 million holidaymakers, up 22% against the same period last year. Russia continued to top the list with more than 210,000 arrivals, up 60%. Other markets such as the Republic of Korea, Australia, China, and Belgium registered growth. Notably, local authorities have tried to accelerate the implementation of key projects in the north of Cam Ranh Peninsula and Nha Trang Resort City, in addition to turning the Nha Trang seaport into a specialized tourism port. The province will enhance cooperation with domestic and foreign provinces and cities. It will also speed up the construction of the second runway at Cam Ranh International Airport in anticipation of the tourism sector's growth. Khánh Hòa is well known for its beautiful beaches and many relic sites, particularly the Nha Trang Bay, one of the most beautiful bays in the world.
The U.S. House of Representatives has passed a resolution stressing the need for a peaceful solution to maritime and jurisdictional disputes in the South China Sea, called East Sea in Vietnam, and the East China Sea, on the basis of international law.
The resolution is the first of its kind, and its adoption shows deep concern of U.S. lawmakers about the increasingly complicated developments in the region, including the East Sea. It reaffirms the U.S. government's strong support for freedom of navigation and other internationally lawful uses of sea and airspace in the Asia-Pacific region. The statement condemns coercive actions or the use of force to impede these freedoms in international maritime domains and airspace. It also urges ASEAN member states, U.S. allies and partners, and all claimants to seek peaceful solutions to disputes by fully abiding by the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the East Sea towards formulating the Code of Conduct in the East Sea. The resolution was approved by the House Committee on Foreign Affairs. The resolution was sponsored by 7 U.S. congressmen.
And that has concluded our program. Thank you for watching. For more information, please log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. We'll see you soon.